Hey guys, Hunter McCamey here with Chris Adams, and we're back. This is part 4 of an angler's perspective into rod building, and we're going to dive into the handle. We're going to talk about, what makes up your handle. In part 3, we talked about blank selection. We talked about how to find your spine. We talked about different blanks, what the model number means. Part 4, we're going to go into just the handle section. The options are endless. That's why we build custom rods.
Right.
But, we have so many different options. We have, you can do a full length Cork grip. You can do EVA. You can do, a split grip, which saves weight.
Yep.
And for reel seats, this is a spinning rod. We have the Arrow, American Tackle Arrow reel seat here. We have so many different options. Chris, you want to talk about the casting reel a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm somebody that is a big believer in split grips. It was back a while back. I'm thinking, oh man, Cork is the way to go. Mm-hmm. I'll never have anything but a full length Cork grip. Now I've gotten away from that. I think partially because I'm building them. Yeah. I built a couple full length Cork rods for a few guys that like it because they like it against their arm. They like it when they're setting the hook and they're flipping it against their rib cage. But it's just not for me. But again, that's why you build a custom rod, because it's specific to you. For me, I'm somebody that likes a split grip. And honestly, I'm making the transition to wind grips. I've been an EVA guy for so many years now, because this is not your granddad's Walmart EVA. It doesn't hold water. It's not squishy. It's
denser.
Exactly. It's a lot denser. It doesn't absorb water and leave black streaks on your hand. So I'm using wind grips here. I'm creating a split grip. And a lot of guys always ask me, Chris, how do you choose how much space you leave in here? And in reality, that question really is a much bigger question, that where do you want your reel seat? Because this rear grip has to mate up with your reel seat.
Right.
And that's what's going to give you your spacing in here. You've got a fighting butt that is fixed on the butt section, and then your reel seat and your rear grip are going to give you this in here. And this in here is
it's irrelevant, And what we tell guys all the time is, take one of your favorite rods, and basically you can mimic that same handle length. But what you want to measure is, it's not this area that's important.
Right.
It's from the end of the butt cap to the back of the edge of the reel seat. That's the most important measurement.
Absolutely. And to expand on that, you might have a rod that you love. Like for me, it's an MB844. It's I've got my swim jig on it that I don't need to give away any secrets, but
yeah, let's cover that.
But this is a rod that I've got in my hand all the time, and where this came from was a rod that I really liked, but I wanted to shorten the reel, the handle by 1/2 inch. Mm-hmm. So I took that measurement and shortened it by 1/2 inch, and it was perfect. It was exactly what I wanted. So I've got the wind grips on now. I run a Fuji ECS reel seat. It's kind of your just exposed reel seat. It's got a little, cutout for your blank, little sensitivity. And I'm not somebody that runs a foregrip. I like this part here is called a tapered winding cone. It's got a nice little transition from the threads down to the blank. I put a little finish, a little trim band. That's about as fancy as I get. I've got a little trim down here. And again, I touched on why I put my decals down here. I put them down here because in the Ranger, they're going to hang like this, and I can look down and go, MB844, got it. So from there, I install that, and I've got my hook keeper right here on top. I usually do about a thumb length in front of there, and that's just comfortable for me.
Absolutely. That's the best thing about rod building. It seems like, a lot of factory rods out there, there's always one little thing that you do not like about the rod.
Yep.
But with custom rod building, if I want the hook keeper on top of the rod or on the bottom, or if I wanted the split grip area, that's where I can put it. Easy as that.
Absolutely.
Chris went over, your basic casting setup. Now let's talk a little bit about a spinning rod. And like I said earlier, I got the Arrow reel seat by my American Tackle on here. Super comfortable. It's a palm reel seat, so basically what it does, fits right in the palm of your hand. You got the reel on there, and it's so comfortable. It just fits so naturally, and it's easy to fish with all day. You don't have to worry about your hand cramping up or anything like that. The same thing. We got the tapered winding check on here. Chris and I both use that on basically all of our rods.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just a smooth transition, very comfortable. And with this too, like I said, the smallest little detail on your rod, the hook keeper. It
Yeah,
can
I think it's what, probably like $1.50.
yeah, it's probably the most inexpensive part, but the placement is crucial for me at least. You know, a lot of people put it a little too close, or they put it on the underside of the rod. And for going back to the casting rod, placement is so crucial. You want to put it on top because if you put it on the bottom, especially if you put it too far away, your line can get wrapped around that hook keeper.
Yeah.
So for me, you know, spinning and casting, I put it right on top, maybe was it about 3/4 of an inch in front of the tapered winding check. It's out of the way. You know, my hand never really touches it. It's perfect placement. So you know that gives you a quick rundown on handle selection. Gives you the parts. You know, like I said, for a spinning rod, highly recommend the Aero Real C by American Tackle.
Yeah, you know, the cool thing about when I was first introduced to this Aero Reel Seat, it's kind of an interesting reel seat because Mudhole has designed a grip, a rear grip, that fits actually up underneath it. It's something that we can go into detail further, but that rear grip is exactly for that Aero Reel Seat because you know, sometimes you look at it and you're like, how is that going to fit? It just fits right. I mean, I know that's very simple, but I put it in my hand and I'm like, that's it. So, you know, it's very simple, but it works.
Yep. And that's just a few suggestions of what we personally use. Like Chris mentioned earlier, you know, you can use a full grip. You can go Cork, EVA, wing grips.
Yep.
Very popular. But the options are endless with custom rod building. So check out mudhole.com. Check out all the options available, and especially, you know, check out their YouTube page too, because they have a ton of how-to rod building videos.
Yeah, they teach you how to ream out a grip, how to wrap a guide, how to mix your epoxy. It's a great, you know, we're basing this series on an angler's perspective at rod building. You know, we're not super technical, but we know how to build it. The guys at Mudhole really break it down into step-by-step, each, you know, how to wrap a guide, how to put the reel seat on, and they do a great job of that.
Absolutely. And so that's going to be it for this video, guys. Like I said, you know, if you have any suggestions, any questions, feel free to message us. That's why we're here. We'd love to help you guys out. And stay tuned in part 5. We're going to move up the rod a little bit. We're going to talk about guides and guide placement and selection. So stay tuned. We'll be back shortly. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.